This is the one way that you can get ahead in the NFT space. There's one way that actually does make it easier for you to make those moves and actually kind of make a little bit of money. Now, it sounds simple, but it's actually a little bit harder than you think, and it's finding a network that you trust. Essentially, finding that group of people that can help you make really good, educated decisions and make those moves. Now, a lot of people kind of shortcut this by joining an alpha group, and that can work and that can help. And I'm a big advocate of alpha groups, and I'm essentially pumping my own bag when I say that because I do have an alpha group myself. But what I'm talking about is surrounding yourself with a group of people, like-minded people that trade the way that you trade, that like the stuff that you like, so you can bounce off them. Because what you need to do when you're kind of having this network and this connection, you're able to sort of leverage what they have, like their knowledge, to actually help yourself. You can leverage their network to kind of get in on things earlier and easier. They're also another sort of touch point when it comes down to doing the research on a project. Now, the best way to kind of describe this is to give you an example. So I'm friends with other YouTubers within the NFT space. Now, what we do is we will share information. Now, it's not necessarily like hot alpha, like what's dropping soon, but it's just information about the conversations and the projects that we're looking at, and the conversations and the projects that we're kind of the founders that we're talking to. And what we do is we have a talk behind closed doors and go, hey, I spoke to the founder, here's what they said. Maybe you should follow up and you have a chat with them and ask them these kind of questions and see if they kind of they'll have a bit of a hole in their story, or it's not congruent. Then they'll go up, have asked their questions, and they'll come back. Then another of us will go have some questions with the founder. And then what we do is, just like you'd see in those cop movies, we're three different sort of investigators, three separate detectives, all going up, asking similar questions to then see if the story stacks up. And if it all stacks up, cool, great project, let's move ahead with it. If there are some holes, we can then run up and get clarification on it and actually see if it's good. And this is the good way that we can actually find out about rug pulls before they happen, because some things just don't line up. And the idea is that my intuition may be off on one day, but someone else's may be on. And then at that point, they can kind of go, hey, it's not a red flag, but it's just not a green flag just yet, which then will save me from actually moving in on a project or doing something like that. The idea is that if you're surrounding yourself with a group of people that are on a similar kind of level, that move the same way that you do, if they're doing some research, if they come across some information, they're able to share this with you. You're able to kind of work and navigate and collectively join the information together, which will then make you make more better informed decisions. Now, the fast forward effect is that if someone moves in on a Discord and they're in nice and early and they think it's going to pop off, then because they're in there, they're able to then refer you and get you an invite link if it's a closed Discord. If they get in on the whitelist, they're able to kind of reach out, talk to the mods and be like, hey, I've got a mate that's really into this project. Can I get him a spot? The idea is that when you start to surround yourself with a group of trusted people, people that move the way that you move, you're able to leverage this network. I'm given whitelists here and there from friends that I know because they might have a spare, and they give it to me because I will give some to them. The idea is that just like you would kind of shout a round of beers for your mates at the pub, it's that kind of thing when it comes down to sort of information, whitelists, things like that. So the group that I move in and the circles that I kind of move in, we share as much as we can to then make sure that we're all moving in a safer, better way. Now, the reason that I say that this gets you ahead is the fact that you're able to avoid those rug pulls, you're able to get in on projects early, you're able to kind of get those whitelists, you're then able to make really good moves, because if someone hears something bad or they think, hey, maybe you should layer out of that project, you're going to do it. You're not going off news that has kind of hit Twitter or that's hit YouTube that is kind of been and gone. You're getting onto that news and essentially that alpha fast, quick, and early. And this is how I've seen people thrive. There's one guy in my alpha group, and we're saying this in a voice chat. It's like when I first kind of interacted with him and engaged with him, he was trying his hardest to navigate the NFT space, but he just wasn't hitting the right marks. He was a little bit slow. He just didn't know what he was going to do. And then once he started to surround himself with people that were just what I would say the level above him, his sort of instinct started to pick up, his intuition started to pick up, and he was brought up to their level. And then what this meant is it meant that he was able to make some really good moves. And I referred to it like sort of releasing a baby seal back into the ocean. The idea that he was able to kind of be rescued, transformed and then released back out there. Now he's an absolute gun. And the idea is that he has just surrounded himself with some people that are able to actually make some good moves. He's able to learn off them, ask questions. And with that, he's able to kind of make better moves. Now, I know this sounds like a big promo for alpha groups, but this doesn't need to be an alpha group. This can just be 3 or 4 friends kind of in a Twitter chat, in a Discord, in a Telegram. It can just be a bunch of you together kind of bouncing back and forth, because when one person comes across something good and they share it, the 3 or 4 of you will end up moving a little bit better, a little bit smarter. When you come across more information, that's where the info gets shared. It also means that when there's something that comes up that looks a little bit sus, hey, what do you guys think about this? You've then got other people to verify if your instincts are correct with it being sus or why it's not sus. And if it's not sus, you then learn a new skill set. So that is the number one way that you can actually get ahead in the NFT space and actually end up making some money. It's by surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, that can actually kind of assist you in the work that you're doing. And this is how I myself actually kind of accelerated. This is how I've seen a lot of people accelerate. Once they actually surround themselves with some like-minded people that do have experience, people that are willing to kind of share, that's when it seems like the sort of the gates are open, the chains are off, and then you can hit a full sprint. Now, it's a bit of a different kind of video today, just more of an information kind of brain dump, more of an idea of how you can actually kind of structure your learning and how you can get ahead in the space, which isn't just buying the next hyped NFT project. So if you found value in this video, please consider hitting up that subscribe button. While you're down there, also hit up the like button. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.